to deploy a simple Hello World PHP application in App Engine. So you can see here in the screen, we are in our project, which is the name of the project is Meetup August 2019. And the first thing that we need to do is initialize the project. So we can initialize the project by activating the Cloud Shell. And when you click this button here, we will be redirected to the Cloud Shell. So I already opened Cloud Shell to save us a couple of times. So the first thing we need to do is to initialize the project using gcloud init. So in here, I am reinitializing my configuration. I'm setting my email, and I am selecting the Meetup August 2019 as my project. And I configure my compute region and zone. And I will select Southeast Asia, which is number 30, the first zone in Southeast Asia. So now we are done and we can proceed. So since we are using App Engine, we need to enable the Google App Engine Admin API. So where can we find it? We can find it in libraries, APIs and services, library, and then we can search App Engine Admin API. So we enable this by clicking the enable button in this console. So now we can see that the API is already enabled. And after that, we navigate to our project. So for this demo, I put it in JEE folder, which stands for Google App Engine. And inside the JEE folder, we have the Hello World folder. So if you're wondering what is the Hello World folder looks like, it's just a normal PHP file that echoes Hello World. And in here we have the app YAML, where we define how Google will understand how to deploy our application. So we can check our pre-deployment step by doing something like this. So once the So since we enable the API, we can call on certain commands, such as, if we come back here, we can call the dev app server, and we can also access the user bin PHP CGI of the Cloud Shell because we enable the API. So in here, we have a log that says starting admin server at HTTP 008,000. So we can either click this and see our PHP app, or we can either do the web preview right here. So view port on 8080. Here we can see our instances, that it was properly deployed, and we can preview our Hello World app in the 8080. But this is not yet deployed. This is just a semi-deployment that makes us run our PHP app in the local host. So now we are going to cancel this. We're going to cancel this. We're going to end it. And we are ready for deployment. So in order to deploy, since we already defined the app.yaml here, we can just call on, and if you want to change, you can still change. So previously we see hello world, but I want to see my change and make it hello from Jan's world. So I will say hello from Jan's world. Hello from Jan. So in here, I will save it, and then I can create the deployment by saying Google G Cloud app deploy. And when I'm done, when this process finish, yeah, you select Y. We are gonna wait for the Google App Engine deployment process to finish. I'm sorry because the internet is kind of slow, so you have to be patient. So you see, we can read some logs here that says file upload done, updating service, setting traffic split for service to default. So these things you can configure it not to be default, but for this demo sake, I just set it to default. So once it's finished, you can say Google App Browse, and it will give us this URL that says, yeah, that's deploying our application. So we are good. We are good to go for this demo, and we are able to deploy a Google App Engine PHP application in simple terms using the Google Cloud Platform.